right, so just real quick, can you run down what the first segment?
So we have Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, ESPN, Vince McMahon, the robot who got knocked over. And then nerd culture so far, we have the Doritos, the Marvel vs. Capcom, World War II, Call of Duty, and talk about this airship.
I think we should at least open with Vince McMahon and pop culture. Is there
Over
anyone else?
Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner?
Or one of the two.
Yeah, I say we open with Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner.
I don't think we're gonna have enough time for the airship today.
Yeah.
I also feel that way.
Plus, like, how did anyone find out about it? 'Cause he's
Apparently,
not-
people talked about it.
Yeah, because he's not
That's-
even wanting to make a statement about it.
Yeah, that's what I find interesting. He's been trying to keep this massive airship secret.
Who?
The co-founder of Google, Sergey Brin, is apparently building a massive airship like the Hindenburg.
Is he trying to do? Is this on some like 2012 stuff? Like he's
No.
preparing-
No, I guess he just wants to fly around in a giant airship. I'm hoping he builds a full-on helicarrier.
Is
Like
he gonna
a-
turn into that old guy from Up?
And apparently, in an interview he did in 2013, he said that a goal of his was to make more fuel-efficient cargo carriers. So maybe that's what this is like to be able to transport goods quicker and cheaper than planes.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, it's just interesting that the flying car we saw earlier this week was also developed by a Google co-founder. And games for today.
We didn't do press conference yesterday, so I think it's open season for
True.
today.
Yeah, if we even have time for games.
Yeah.
True. Since Weber's not gonna be here, can I talk about one more thing? Or
Yeah.
do I just want to leave that time just for to have games and just
No,
play
I'm
the
cool
show?
with adding that
I'll
time
just add
forward.
because now I was like maybe I should just talk about two things instead of like three, and that's it.
It should be fine, because especially we had one topic that we didn't get around to last week, right?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that back and just talk about one of the things. I'll talk about something else.
Oh, did you guys see the Russian spy ship collides with civilian vessel in Black Sea?
Mm-mm.
Apparently, dozens of Russian sailors evacuated from the military recon ship.
Tyler, mad people was at South Bar last night.
I was there, man.
It was,
Nice.
No, I'm talking about like after, like more people showed up. It was just,
Nice.
Yeah.
They show up for that. Or they just
they
happen
was
to
just
stay
they
out.
just happened to stay out. But they the guy Christian, he made an event for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was at least 100 that was like interested for like 10 plus that said they were actually going.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Like the shout out I got from Joe Bowling after I went up.
what did he say?
I think somebody had said do better. I don't even think they were talking about me. I think they might have been playing.
I think was that Matt?
cornhole.
Yeah, and he was just like,
And then he said, "Oh, that shouldn't be hard." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "All right, you're on my shit list too."
Who said that?
Joe Bowling,
Bowling.
real good comedian. God damn it, everybody pisses me off, man.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah. That definitely has that food coloring. Tastes slightly to it. They do a good
Yep.
job of trying to hide it. But that just black with this heavy purple dye.
Yeah, you can tell it's shrinking the old penis.
Yes.
Well, the penis was old, so maybe that's why I shrank. Your words.
Yeah.
Sorry to kill it. I've never scratched a record before. I've always wanted to.
For the 3-month span that I was trying to be a DJ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe did it like once. I was like, this is so weird.
Were you like doing it from home, honing your skills, or were you like in the?
Yeah, I had a laptop. I bought a little mini controller, and
Yeah.
everything, and I was just like trying to figure it out and didn't stick with it.
Yeah.
I guess. It was like I don't want to do this for a living.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah, your shit.
Nah.
Okay.
Actually, I was gonna use it. If you can look up something on it.
1 sec.
Yeah.
Let me just copy all this shit before I forget. Okay, what's up?
Reddit.
Specifically, just Reddit.
Yeah. And I need you to just type in Hunter X Hunter X. Right? I mess up, right? Top.
This?
Damn it! It's in that little weird ass language. Okay. Just that. Yeah. Time. Scroll. I'm looking for something that says hiatus.
Well, what about that? Hiatus is over.
Nah, it was like a little chart. Try searching for it if you don't mind.
Hiatus?
Yeah. Reddit's been fucking up
Yeah.
for the past couple of months. Try it again. Try to search one more time.
Shut up. Yes, this is it. If you can pull this up, I Yeah.
want to start talking about Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I can just download this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, this show's been so inconsistent, but it's so fucking good.
Nice.
The same guy that did Yu Yu Hakusho, he did this show. He for what reason in particular, like he took breaks when it originally ran in like '98
Mhm.
with the manga, and then
Manga.
manga, Japanese.
There's an umlaut over the A.
Is it what?
There's an umlaut.
Is it
There's the two dots over the U in the German language.
Oh, the first A or the second? The first A.
First one.
The first A. Manga.
Doesn't really matter
Manga.
since
It's like Uber.
Uber. Uber.
it's actually like lift. It has a Y in it. Manga. Do you hear it?
Spoopel.
Do you mind putting the Facebook link in your comments?
Sure. Facebook link.
Yeah, facebook.com/Prime Nation Live.
Cool. Like just type it in.
Mm-hmm. You can tell them to like it if you want.
Okay. Oh, you don't have the camera. I'm sorry about that. Didn't put the camera on. I was just staring at a foggy ass TV screen. Yeah. Oh, look at that light. What's up? Good face. That's not really.
You motherfucker. I thought you better lean in and kiss yourself.
Facebook. I'm right. I don't know. I start jerking off.
Whoa.
That's triggering.
Whoa. That's just, I'm surprised coming from Gerard, who's usually not a punk.
I'm trying.
You start jerking off in front of everybody.
Oh man. It's 2017, man.
What happened to you while I was gone?
I'm trying to just be more silly. That's all.
That's good.
Facebook.com/what?
Prime Nation Live. That's good. That's a good thing. I like to hear that.
Just be silly as hell. Prime Nation Live.
What are we for sure going to get to today?
I think
Seth
everything.
Rogen. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we'll be able to dig too much into this stuff. Seth Rogen, ESPN, Vince McMahon, the robot. The robot's probably the least likely we'll get to.
How do you spell Timon? Timone?
Yeah. And I don't think it's the E though.
Yeah, I don't think so. Let me see. Yep, just Timon. Pumbaa is Pumbaa.
Oh, I tried Poo. Pumba.
And according to Jezebel, they're gonna be gay.
Really?
Yeah, but you know it's Jezebel.
They
Was
weren't
that
already?
a tabloid thing or something?
It's like it's a feminist leaning site, but they're just known for being like extremely polarizing. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're just throwing
Clickbait, as you mean by polarizing?
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
just to get your attention?
Yeah, and like with their opinions, they'll have a writer publish an article one day, and then they'll publish an article a week later saying like pretty much the exact opposite thing. Because it is pretty much clickbait.
Like that right there. Katy Perry's conducting some sort of pie eating contest on Twitter.
Nice.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, well, there was some other movie news. Did you see they put a date that He-Man movie is happening?
What?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
The
Is
He-Man
there
movie.
any casting?
Nope.
Just confirmed.
In fact, they lost the director, but they put a date on it.
Wow.
Huh.
Also, in maybe the weirdest news, David Fincher is about to direct World War Z 2.
What?
Wasn't that the
Brad Pitt movie with the
Yeah.
zombies.
that's a one and done.
That's a one and done.
I mean, it was cool. Like it was.
It was all right.
Well, and it's based on a book too. that
Oh,
I
the
don't-
book is fantastic. The book's phenomenal.
But do they have anywhere else to go from the source material?
No, and
Yeah.
also the book and the movie are so different.
Yeah.
Like they really, like that's the thing. The
Fart?
movie's fine.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I thought that was a.
Nasty
I can
bastard.
smell it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What,
It
farting?
stinks. Yeah, it stinks.
That's fine. I farted. I haven't pooped yet.
But you haven't crop dusted me.
True.
Mm-hmm.
God, what was it? But yeah, it's like I would expect David Fincher to direct He-Man before World War Z 2.
Yeah.
What else has that guy directed?
Fight Club.
Gone Girl.
Yeah, Gone Girl.
You want him to do a He-Man
Seven.
movie?
No, I'm saying that like I'd expect. I guess I'm saying that him doing World War Z 2 is such a weird choice.
Oh.
I would expect He-Man before World War
They
Z
should get
2.
whoever's doing Thor Ragnarok
Yeah.
to do He-Man.
Boy,
That's
he-
pretty much what it is.
He would kill it. He would suddenly I give a shit about a He-Man movie. You know, that would be phenomenal.
I mean, the only reason I can figure David Fincher wants anything to do with that is because of Brad Pitt's involvement. I gotta think that
Yeah.
because Brad Pitt is, executive producer and everything like that with World War Z. He's pretty much the only reason the sequel's happening.
Yeah.
So-
He's the only reason the first one happened. That
Yeah.
movie was in development hell for years.
So I gotta think that's the only reason David Fincher's coming on board.
We should get speakers.
We have speakers over there.
Oh, can we just do a brief mic check?
Sure.
Music playing.
Check, check, check. This is the volume I usually speak. I get a little excited sometimes, gets a little bit louder, but this is usually where I'm at right about here.
A little frantic.
Check, check, checkity check. Got him.
You know, when I start speaking on certain topics, depends on the levels of my voice.
Sound autistic.
You sort of broke the sound on my levels.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Good check, guys.
Nice.
Also, I think the mic was on the entire time, so anyone watching the YouTube stream was aware of everything we've been saying.
How do you want it?
I'm not going to fuck up as bad as I did yesterday. Remember when I played the trailer for that Night Trap 2? Or Night Trap game? That re-release?
No, I don't.
Was that the YouTube?
Well, I played the trailer and I left the volume on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to mute it at any time?
What, this?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
muted it on my end.
We can still hear it. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I've muted it.
However,
Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't. It's still on in the mixer, but it must not be muted from there.
I don't know how I can mute it anymore.
'Cause it's still playing out on the right side. You see?
Yeah, but it's not playing out on the left side.
Click that speaker. speaker.
Okay.
And now we have audio. So
Oh man.
thanks for catching that, Jeremy Bivens. That's
We
the
miss-
first audio we're getting today.
Yeah. J Bivs.
Maybe that's for the best.
Yeah, on this day, to sort of recap, John Lennon was he like officially pardoned? How would you say that?
I don't think he was pardoned. He was just like they
He's left
decided
alone.
not to deport him. Yeah, exactly.
okay,
They just
yeah,
kind of
so-
let him be.
1972, Mayor of New York John Lindsay, he stopped John Lennon from being
Mhm.
deported, which apparently came straight down from the top from Nixon himself. who
Has nothing
knew-
to do with John Legend, who sings a song that makes
Oh, yeah,
Sydney
no
very
one-
upset.
no one heard me.
Beautiful
The
music.
song does not make me upset when you sing it for 30 consecutive seconds. That's what makes me upset.
Just having fun, man.
So now I am relieved that the audio wasn't
He
coming
is
through until
triggered.
now.
He is
Just having
triggered.
fun, man. Just having fun.
Well, there's fun, but then there's
Then there's the
knowing
right
when we're
fun.
putting on a show,
Yeah.
especially when it's an audio only medium.
Mm.
Except for when there was audio zero medium, as was just the case.
True.
So again, that was pretty much the only real exciting thing for on this day. 1773, also the Tea Act was enacted by British Parliament, and in 1667, John Milton sold the rights to Paradise Lost for £10, which equates $12,000 today, which isn't nothing, but still pretty unremarkable for a work that went on to inspire so much. But it says that he was blind and impoverished at the time. I never knew he was
That
blind.
he sold it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he
Okay.
was impoverished. He's got to sell it. You got to sell something.
True.
For
Yeah.
a measly $12,000.
Yeah.
Do you think his body was worth $12,000, like for sex, but he'd rather sell the?
That's
the
a
book?
weird question to throw out there. That was the thing to do. To just
I
The
just sell
don't-
it.
world's oldest profession.
Yeah,
Sell
but
it.
I gotta imagine that the dude who wrote like one of the most profound religious books probably wasn't willing to sell his body for sex.
You got
at
a little
that
more
point.
confidence about yourself. Like I probably got another 10 poem books in me.
I thought you were talking
Before we get
about
started.
yourself, and it was like, I have another 10 years where I can.
Yeah, I
sell
saw
my
that
body.
too. I
Nah,
was
that's
like-
usually far down the list where you just start selling your body, using your body for stuff. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're the wrong gender to want to easily transition into sex work.
Oh no, we're not. Nope. It's all equality out here, baby. It's 2017.
I guess it just depends on your standards and
Yeah.
what you're willing to
Hey,
forget.
look, man. There's Craigslist and Backpage for a reason. So.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, that's
And with
okay.
that, we'll move on to pop culture. Apparently, in this new live-action Lion King, Timon and Pumbaa are going to be voiced by Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen.
Well, hold up. You said live action and then being voiced.
Well, it's obviously
Yes.
they can't play a meerkat and a what is he warthog.
Yeah.
Yeah. What exactly are they doing with the movie then?
It's like motion capture, just like they did with Jungle Book.
Okay.
Like,
But
because I don't
which-
think there's any human characters, so it'll be
But I'm with Gerard. I hate that they call it live action. Then
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not live action. It's
it's
animated.
just gonna be like what's the word?
CGI.
Video quality CGI. Yeah, like cinema quality.
So it's gonna look super realistic,
Yeah.
but it's just obviously the characters.
Yeah.
I mean,
at
least Jungle Book Mowgli was a real person.
Yeah. yeah.
This has no humans, so I don't know if like one of the characters will be a real like warthog or something, and then the rest are animated. But it's just this whole concept. I mean, it's cool. You got Jon Favreau. You got Donald Glover as Simba, right?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, yeah, that
James,
is right,
James
yeah.
Earl Jones is
He's doing
Mufasa.
Yeah, he's doing
That's-
Mufasa
yeah,
again. Yeah, which
nice.
is cool. But it's this is probably to me the most unjustified of these Disney remakes so far because it's animals. Like Beauty and the Beast, I get because that's humans. Jungle Book, I get because there's a human. Lion King, there's no humans.
I mean, I think it's worth updating now that we have the quality of CGI that we do. It is an interesting choice to call it live action. I guess it just is sort of a better way to sell it than CGI. But I mean, none of us know. None of us have seen any shots from it or anything like that. So it could be. I know that they were scouting locations in Africa. So they could just be superimposing CGI animals into a live action environment.
Which I think will look really weird. Obviously, you're right. I haven't seen it. The technology could be super impressive. But remember Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Well, yeah, but that's.
But
you
that's
know,
CG
that's not
characters in a
Disney
real-
money.
I did. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's a big difference between Disney money and DreamWorks money.
Yeah, I mean the Jungle Book, everything does have that sort of sheen to it, but it's pretty indistinguishable.
Mm.
And I mean,
I mean,
they did it all with blue screens.
Even the little Facebook ads they had, where they had the 360
Yeah.
camera, like that looked good
Mhm.
just on the phone.
And that's the cool thing about the Jungle Book and the Lion King. is that they shoot all their stuff in virtual reality, and then they just pick the shots that they want to use for the 2D showings of it. So, I got to give a shout-out to Dave Vingus, who also works on that, who's probably one of the most accomplished, if not the most accomplished, motion capture and performance capture directors. They shoot everything in the 360 virtual reality environment and then just sort of, pick which angles and perspectives they want to show in the 2D. So, I mean, essentially, if they wanted to put out all the data, they could release it as a, headset type, entertainment medium. But, to reach more masses, they're probably just going to keep it 2D. Although, everything does have, like, for instance, Beauty and the Beast had the VR sort of promotional stuff.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had.
Would you explore Beast's Mansion in VR?
No, nothing that immersive. But they had a panoramic 360 of the "Be My Guest" song.
Oh, real quick, by the way, update to a story from a couple weeks ago. Remember we talked about that Rick and Morty VR game?
Yeah.
So that came out.
It came out on 420. That's right.
Yeah, it came out, and we were debating about the length of the game,
Yeah.
and apparently it's about 3 hours long.
All right.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything negative about it.
What about the
like
quality?
30, $40?
The quality,
think
people were
30.
saying it's fine. It's nothing too special.
3 stars.
Yeah, basically was what I was
Okay.
saying. Was like it's pretty fun, especially if you're a Rick and Morty fan, but nothing really that groundbreaking or that interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen lots of comparisons to Job Simulator, which was apparently, the goal all along. That's how Justin Roiland even came to develop the game, is because he was such a big fan of Job Simulator. He reached out to the company found out that he was a big fan and reached out to him, and they met over beers and decided to make a Rick and Morty sort of companion.
Do you think
to
Justin
Job Simulator.
Roiland, when he's drinking beers, actually does do the Rick burps and slurs?
We can only hope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Dude, you know
gotta
what?
be rooted in some sort of reality.
Why screw Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner? I want Justin Roiland to voice Timon and Pumbaa as Rick and
Dude.
Morty.
Could you imagine if we ever get to that point where Disney would be willing to do that? Because
Well,
think about all the fans that would bring in.
Yeah, well, who makes Despicable Me? Because they're bringing in Trey Parker to
Yeah,
do the voice.
yeah. That's is that DreamWorks?
Were they making another one?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Despicable Me 3,
Mhm.
and Trey Parker's doing the voice of the villain.
Yeah, Trey Parker from South Park,
Wow.
creator, director, pretty much of everything in South Park. Yeah, which it was. A lot of people see it as a risk, but obviously they already have the script. It's not like he can go in there and improv, do anything crazy. But I think it's badass. I mean, obviously he's proven himself as a voice actor, if nothing else. Did anyone see Orgasmo or
No.
Basketball or any of those?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, you can tell they're still in their infancy as filmmakers, but there's definitely cutting edge stuff in there, just in terms of comedy and everything. That was
Yeah.
Joey Coco Diaz's first film role in Basketball. He's a referee. It's hilarious. So I guess we'll go ahead and recommend those to anyone who hasn't seen them. Trey Parker and Matt Stone's original movies. They also had some cannibal pirate movie, which was their very first live action thing.
That,
I never
that was
saw.
Trey Parker's basically a student film.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
I think he was right out of film school at the time, and he made Cannibal the musical.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
So check out obviously Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Their work speaks for themselves, and it's weird that Matt Stone. I guess he's always sort of relegated himself to the business end of things, but Trey Parker does everything for that show. I mean, he writes, directs, does a majority of the voices.
But there was that 6 days to air that I call it documentary. It was basically a commercial for South Park. Look how cool this is. But one of the more interesting moments was that they kind of asked Trey, like, does Matt do anything on the show? And he basically said he does whatever you think. He doesn't want to do the show without Matt. If you take Matt away from the show, he's going to go too.
Yeah, which I mean, that's the type of partnership that you rarely see in entertainment, but it's kind of heartwarming. I mean, I'm sure that Matt handles all the stuff that would just kill Trey's creativity, So it's probably, it's got to work out in one way or another. But we've gone on for a while, even though we've only been audible for a short period of time. So we're going to go ahead and take our first break, get our VR camera charged up, and we'll be back here in about, we'll take a short break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys. So take it easy till then.
Chill.
Good morning, everybody. We're back from our first break, Prime Nation Live. Hopefully we'll be fully audible for this whole segment. Oh, Girardi, rearrange. Nice.
It does make it look better for the camera.
Yeah. Won't be right in the VR camera either. So, we're going to talk about Vince McMahon biopic. What all do you know about Vince McMahon's life, Tyler?
He's a billionaire. He had a match with God.
He's really a billionaire?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
A lot of that's tied up in stocks, and it dips down sometimes depending on how well the stock's doing. But he's a certified billionaire.
Jeez.
He had a match with God and won.
Was it live on pay-per-view?
Yeah, it was Unforgiven, I think. Unforgiven, like 2006.
Who played God?
Nobody. See, that's the thing. Shawn Michaels is a born-again Christian. And,
oh, man.
He was going to be God's tag team partner. It was going to be Vince and, like, one of the monster wrestlers that he had at the time versus Shawn Michaels and God. And Vince comes out. He has his entrance. His tag team partner comes out. They have their entrance. And then Shawn Michaels comes out. He has his entrance. And then the entire stage goes black, screen's black, and there's a spotlight that shines down onto the stage. And the spotlight goes all the way to the ring like somebody's walking down it. And then the match starts, and Vince's tag team partner completely destroys Shawn Michaels, and they pick up the win.
Whoa.
Yeah. So Vince McMahon has a pinfall victory over God.
And Shawn Michaels didn't have an issue with that, being a
It's
born-again
wrestling.
Christian?
It's wrestling. It got Vince heat. That's the...
yeah, I was about to say, I don't know. I guess NASCAR has more of like a stout Christian fan base.
Right. I mean, I doubt anybody was thrilled over it, but Vince is like, I'm God. It doesn't matter.
How recently was this?
It's 2006.
Oh, okay.
2000.
Wow. Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wait, who was the devil ever involved? Like, did anyone ever?
No.
So the devil's still fair game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Devil's
They-
still undefeated.
Well, they have like 3 undead people that are like demonic. Undertaker went through a phase where he was satanic. He sacrificed somebody.
That face.
Yeah, he just went through a phase, and directly after that, he was a biker.
What?
Wait.
Yeah, like Undertaker went from being a guy that actually like basically crucified somebody. It wasn't on a cross, but it was on like his Undertaker symbol. And then he was out with an injury.
Like in the ring?
It was on the stage.
Okay, yeah.
And then he was out with an injury, and then he comes back as the American Badass, the Undertaker, and he rides in on a motorcycle. And I think it's like it's a Kid Rock song. Goes, "You've done it now." Dun, 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 dun. And he just rides a motorcycle down, gets injured again, goes out, comes back as the Undertaker with the flat-brimmed hat and the long
Is that
leather
how he
coat.
started?
He started with the hat and the long leather coat.
Okay,
and he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like the almost like an old Western Undertaker.
Okay. Yeah, kind of like Unforgiven.
Yeah.
So
Vince is responsible for coming up with that gimmick. He's responsible with a lot of things. All the major decisions in WWE are still made by him. He's like 72. He wrecked his Bentley a couple weeks ago in Connecticut. He's just a very eccentric guy.
yeah, so I'm curious, how do you, Tyler, if you know all this, who do you pick to do the biopic, directing and casting?
I don't know. I really don't have any stake in the game. Vince is he's going to have to be portrayed. If he's portrayed in an honest light, he's not going to be happy.
Yeah.
He has to have things shaped a certain way. Because like I hear like there are a lot of crazy backstage like urban legends about certain things in wrestling, and one of them is like Vince McMahon hates sneezes because they're a sign of weakness.
Oh my God.
So
You
if
got a
he's
weak immune system.
yeah, if he ever
Wow.
sneezes and somebody goes Gesundheit, he goes, "What are you talking about? I didn't sneeze."
I'm surprised. Like Kanye hasn't gotten in on this, and it was some type of match between the two.
Yeah, really, yeah.
'Cause Kanye West made a song where God was featuring on it.
Yeah.
It was called "I Am a God,"
Uh-huh.
and that sounds like a great.
But don't you think, like,
event.
if Kanye got involved with WWE, it'd ruin his street cred?
He's perfect for it?
Yeah.
That's the
No,
thing,
he would
though.
be
Like,
for
he can-
WWE.
Whale
for
and
WWE.
Whale and Flo Rida are
Wale.
big into.
Wale, he's big on it. He's big on it.
It's not
now.
Whale.
Nah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's- all right. Now,
Wale.
I'm dead serious. I thought it was Whale.
Nah, it's Wale. He
Oh.
he cleared that up like early on when he got that song Lady Gaga. He was like, they keep saying Whale, but the name Wale.
Really? I've never heard anyone say whale.
I used to say that.
That makes sense.
I was like, who is Whale? Like, who is this guy
Uh-huh.
Whale rapping? He's like, it's Wale. It was just a couple years ago, but he was at I think like a Raw or SmackDown event, and somebody was talking junk. They saying it was like Wale, like he's soft, he ain't gonna do nothing. And Wale must have been on something. He was just kind of irritated. He's like, "Yo, where you at?" Like he just tweeted that out to the guy, and it's a picture of Wale just on the steps, and like he had hurt himself, I think, from like playing football or something, like on a crutch, just waiting, like just looking for somebody. You can look this
I know.
up.
Yeah, I mean, I know Wale is really big into like all sports. Like,
Nah, like it was a moment like he did a song called like The Bad Guy, and like it was like a little cartoon picture where it was like him as a kid looking into the mirror, and it was like Razor Ramon. Kind of like that. So
because I'm pretty
really
sure
big.
he at least talked about, if he never did, doing like a sports talk show, having different rappers on.
It was like for what I remember, like on the social media, he was like heavy with it for like 5 or 6 months.
Yeah.
So like somebody had like a little poster or something at a wrestling match, and it said like Wale like 3 something
316. That's a take on Austin 316, which
and it was like the date when like his album was about to drop or something.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Yeah, matter of fact, it said Forlorn, one of his aliases.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said that. So yeah, but Wale's really he's
I'm
really
a big
big
Wale fan.
Wale's dope.
Ever since the mixtape About Nothing.
The second one, More About Nothing, was.
Oh,
was my
yeah?
joint.
Yeah.
I tried to listen to the first one. It was alright.
I don't know if I ever heard More About Nothing. I heard the album About Nothing and everything like
More
that.
About Nothing was dope to listen to it. But as far
to
as
circle back around,
Yeah.
to
the Vince McMahon stuff, is he that interesting to really get a biopic?
absolutely. Okay, so you guys heard about Jimmy Snuka recently, right? How he
No.
went. Okay, so Jimmy Snuka,
Superfly, right?
Superfly, Superfly. He allegedly murdered his girlfriend in the 1980s.
Oh.
And
I've not heard about this.
And he went on trial for it recently, but he was declared so mentally incompetent from, I guess, all the concussions, like he legitimately could not stand trial because he wasn't.
So he's not still wrestling?
He's dead now.
Oh.
He died about 4 weeks after they said we can't have this court proceedings.
Gee, no, I didn't even know any of this.
Yeah. So the story goes, he kills his girlfriend or strangles her in like a hotel room or something. Theories are it's roid rage. And Vince shows up with the cops, or shows up at the scene. This is alleged, and he goes, "Yeah, he doesn't speak English. He doesn't know what's going on. He just he found her. Like can we go? We got to go to a show." And nothing was brought up until 2017.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and everybody knew about it over the years.
Oh God! Yeah.
Wrestling's not good. It's very
and
seedy, but
especially when
I
you
love
have
it.
like one person who has so much to lose from it, because like NFL, you have different owners for each team and everything, but WWE is all under Vince McMahon, so
Right.
he,
And he's not the only wrestling game in town, but it's the only major U.S. company that's like
yeah.
making billions of dollars a
so
year.
it stands to reason that he would have a personal stake in any sort of scandal that his employees could be involved in.
And this is before the wrestling boom of the 80s, or like right at the beginning of it with Hulk Hogan.
Oh, so that could have messed up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, true.
Well, they still had WCW at the time.
Apparently,
WCW Jim Crockett Promotions.
The movie is
Okay.
going to be called Pandemonium. Is that like the name of the
That
original?
makes it interesting.
Was
Yeah.
that like the original organization or something?
No, that's just his life. It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It's all over the
Oh,
place.
speaking of crazy, it's also directed by the guys who made the Steve Carell movie Crazy Stupid Love, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, really.
Could be good.
I've never
No,
seen the movie.
It could be great. You know what I really wish, though? I wish Michael Bay was directing it if he could make it exactly like Pain and Gain.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be good. That is a Michael Bay movie I could get behind.
His little fun fact, his son Shane, he said that the first time his dad said "I'm proud of you" was about Shane's like mid 40s. First time he said it was about 2 years ago when Shane jumped off like 25-foot high Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that is ridiculous.
this dude is insane.
So was Vince McMahon ever a wrestler himself? Or
he
always been a
has
promoter?
wrestled, but
Yeah.
he is the son of Vince McMahon Sr., who was there were the territories back in the day. Like you would have the Mid-Atlantic, which was like Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, maybe Georgia, and then you had another one that was Florida. Then you had like Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama.
Stands to reason that Florida
Texas.
can hold its own
Yeah.
as a wrestling state.
Texas had its own. I think California had its own. New York and the Northeast was its own, and that was Vince Senior's. And it was always understood that the territories stuck to their own place.
Yeah.
It was understood,
It's like the cartel.
yeah, and it was like they share wrestlers too. They're like, oh, you've you got to go learn some stuff. You're going to go down to Memphis for a little while, and you're going to train with Jerry
Did
Jarrett.
they all have like specific styles?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
cool.
But it wasn't that vastly, like, now Japan is much different from the U.S. style, and Lucha Libre is very different. It wasn't that much different, but there were subtle differences. And you go somewhere and you'd learn, you come back, bring it to your own territory. Or the NWA champion, Ric Flair, like, he would tour around all the different territories because he was the NWA champion. So Vince...
That was National Wrestling?
National Wrestling Association.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
No, National Wrestling Alliance. That's what it was. So Vince Sr. owned New York, and he gives it to his son, or sells it to his son, a little, like, maybe early 80s. And then Vince is like, oh, I have the best product. I'm just going to take it everywhere in the country. And he completely F's up the territory system, and he just takes it everywhere, makes it a national promotion, and a lot of the territories die.
Yeah.
Except for the one in Georgia, maybe stretching up into the Mid-Atlantic, which was Jim Crockett Promotions, which became WCW. And they feuded throughout the entire 80s and 90s through the Attitude Era until 2001 when Vince buys WCW, and he basically makes a monopoly on the wrestling industry, which is hilarious considering his wife got the position in the Trump administration, which is the the small business administration, and Vince killed the small business of professional wrestling.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous. I had no clue that Vince McMahon's wife is anywhere near politics.
Right,
Yep.
I
No,
remember
she
less
tried
like the
to-
most powerful.
She tried to run for senator of Massachusetts, Connecticut several times and could not get it.
Huh.
Yeah,
Well,
like
it's just like
he sunk millions of dollars into her campaign.
Jesus. I also recently found out that Betsy DeVos' brother was the founder of Blackwater.
Yeah, that's
guys know
that's
that?
much
No.
scarier. That's
Yeah,
horrifying.
it's ridiculous. A private mercenary group. Okay, so yeah, I mean,
There might be more murder in WWE. I'm not sure. Need to hire a Chris Benoit type.
so whenever, so it was WWF, and then when they bought WCW, it turned into.
No, there was a problem with the World Wildlife Fund.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
that's right.
they were like, okay, you're fine if you stay in the U.S. You can still use WWF if you stay in the U.S. And Vince is like, oh, that's great. We're going to Japan. We're going to Canada. Yeah, and because I'm God,
Yeah, so
it will happen.
He
And
didn't
they
just
got
take
sued.
the territories from America. He's
Right.
actually worldwide.
Yeah, it is the World Wrestling. It is World Wrestling Entertainment now. They have shows every year: Austria, Switzerland, Canada, Mexico, Japan, China, UK, all over the UK.
Man.
They might even travel to Africa a little bit. They used to go to the Middle East to entertain the troops around Christmas time, but they don't do that anymore. They do the same show, the tribute to the troops, but they do it in the U.S.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, yeah. I mean,
Any other wrestling knowledge you need, let me know.
yeah.
It's chock full of it. How would you like to see it, like, shot, like, production-wise? Like, is it a certain way you want
Like,
to see
like,
it?
what's a movie you'd like to compare it to?
Yeah.
The Wrestler, actually.
Yeah.
As well as that, if they catch the sadness and the grittiness of professional wrestling and how much of a POS that Vince
I
McMahon
was about
actually
to say
is,
they'd
I
have
would-
to be
I would
really
love that.
honest. If
But
they
the
did
thing
that.
is, like, I know that this is a disgusting person,
Mhm.
but, like, this is one where it's just like, oh my God, it's Vince McMahon.
yeah,
Like, he
yeah.
is a wrestling god.
and that's what it took to get wrestling to that level.
yeah.
You know.
And you have to be a little off to be a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And especially, and on top of that, in the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind
Ooh.
he's slept with several of the women wrestlers.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
cheated on his wife probably several
Yeah.
times.
I'm
He's
sure the ring girls, the card, whatever you call them.
We don't have those in wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
boxing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Well, that's a little
We
respectable.
don't do that in wrestling.
Yeah.
That's degrading to women.
Yeah, we let them fight.
We-
They don't actually fight. It's okay.
Yeah, that is true.
It's weird that I completely understand that it's weird that I don't like UFC, but I love WWE.
Uh-huh.
And UFC, behind the scenes, a lot cleaner. Like,
Yeah,
things are
yeah.
way more legitimate. They drug test everybody the same. But in the ring, they actually hurt each other.
Yeah.
In the octagon. In WWE, in the ring, they're trying to save each other from getting injured, paralyzed, or whatever. But backstage, there's so much politicking. There's so much drug use.
So do they hold certain people to a different standard when it comes to drugs and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
this came about with Brock Lesnar when he went back for UFC 200, and he popped for drugs over there,
Mhm.
and he's been with WWE on and off the last 4 years, maintaining the same build, no steroid problems, and the reason for that is because they don't test part timers; they only
Oh.
drug test the full time
Convenient.
wrestlers. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, like I don't really, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the necessarily like a UFC culture, but I appreciate just how like disciplined and everything you have to be to make it to that level in that sport.
Yeah, you see how quick John Jones got dropped? All that stuff happened. to him.
Yeah,
Martian
man.
Manhunter.
I also
man.
thought
They don't play
Martian
around.
Manhunter. Yeah, that's the Martian Manhunter's name, John.
John
Yeah.
John Jones. That's J apostrophe.
Yeah.
What was it? ONZZ.
Okay,
Yeah,
but say
yeah,
both
something
of
like
those
that.
names.
John Jones.
And the other one?
John Jones.
You said it the exact same.
Yeah.
You can maybe do like a softer
Oh,
J.
excuse me. John Bones.
Yeah,
Jones.
John Bones Jones.
Oh.
That's a good distinction to
Yes.
make, yeah.
You know why they call him Bones, right?
Why?
Uh-oh.
He's big.
That would be pretty sweet if they
Oh, that was one of his little Tinder hookups. They
yeah.
No,
somebody,
I
somebody
heard-
trying to slander him on Twitter.
No, I heard about it from oh god, what's the guy's name? Kids in the Hall. Thompson.
Yeah, Scott
Thompson.
Yeah.
He tells like an in-depth story about John Jones and why they call him Bones.
I don't doubt that at all. I mean, his whole family is just like his brothers are NFL players. Like his whole family is just crazy athletically gifted. So I don't doubt that anything about him is small. But it would be. Think about how cool that would be if they if DC picked him to play Martian Manhunter.
That'd be whack.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't think you could trust him with an acting role.
No, you can't.
He's gotten himself into a lot of trouble lately. But a lot of people stand by him
Yeah.
as a lot of people consider him the world's greatest fighter.
I would rather see Lawrence Fishburne make a comeback.
Scott Thompson went to the UFC match with Lawrence Fishburne.
I did
What?
catch that little when he was here in Wilmington.
Yeah.
I did catch that a little bit when he said he loved working with Lawrence Fishburne. On what show was it? A movie that they were on set.
It was Luther. Was it Luther?
Huh.
Is that right? Was Scott Thompson on Luther?
I don't
Small.
know. That's
I'll look it
movie
up.
or
That's the
something?
British show with Idris Elba, right?
Okay, it's not that. It's one word. Oh God.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Hannibal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He said
yeah.
he was on Hannibal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he said
Gotcha.
it was a lot of fun just being on set with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Lawrence Fishburne, was in what do you call it? Apocalypse Now. So
The
you just
Matrix.
pick his brain about the. Yeah, he was like, I think he was like 13 years old when they first flew him over there, either like 13 or 16 or something like that. And they lived in the Philippines for 2 years. I'm pretty sure the Philippines is where they shot it. Yeah, so I
Wow.
mean, he was there with Marlon Brando, with Martin Sheen.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
crazy
dope.
stories.
That's dope.
So anyway, another pop culture story. Do you have any final thoughts on the Vince McMahon documentary? You'd like to see
I mean-
like the wrestler?
Yeah, is there anyone, like, when I say, who do you want to play him, is there anyone that just jumps out? Like,
I know of no person that is 70 years old, works out every day like he does, most likely on steroids, who wrote into storylines that for people to save their jobs, they had to literally kiss his ass.
Oh, I remember that.
I-
That has happened no less than 7 times. And sometimes...
Oh man, I thought it
Yeah.
was just a one-off thing.
No, that has happened with Jim Ross, William Regal, his own son.
What?
Yeah, because I think he like pulled his pants down. He's like, all right, and he's staring at the
Oh
camera.
yeah,
He's like, let's do it.
I do
Let's
remember
do it.
that. He would bring
Yeah.
him in a ring. It would be like on Monday Night Raw or something.
Yeah.
It'd be like a big event.
I think it was Shawn Michaels that was supposed to have it done, and he's about to have it done. He elbows the guy in the gut. He elbows Shane, his son, in the gut. The one that didn't impress him until WrestleMania a couple years
Vince
ago.
elbows his own son.
No. Vince
Oh,
has his
okay.
pants down. He's like,
Okay,
come
yeah.
on. And then Shane's about to shove Shawn Michaels' face in there. Shawn Michaels, one of the best wrestlers of all time. Shawn elbows him, then takes Shane's head, and just shoves it right in there. And Vince is like, yes.
Jesus.
Jeez, man. But
So,
yeah, so
I also, Tyler, I feel like you're underestimating the transformative powers Jared Leto possesses.
I think as old as he's getting, maybe Daniel Day-Lewis, if he can get jacked enough.
Dude.
yeah, that would
And
be good.
He'd find a way to pull it off.
But, like-
I don't know what kind of
they should
how
just,
serious they're making this.
yeah, but they should let him play himself when he's this age. But who would you have him play when
He'd
he's
do
like
it, too.
younger? Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
he's had to have had all kinds of acting classes just with the way he
Vince?
uses his facial
no,
expressions.
No, not at all. Like that's wrestling. Like you learn all that stuff in the ring.
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
acting. Now they have acting coaches backstage, but through the
Mhm.
80s you just learned all that. Like
Jeez.
I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were talking about how Stone Cold went in for some acting stuff and he was like, "Yeah, when I first got there, they were really impressed. It did it in one take." And it's like, and then the director went, "Oh, well, I guess you've been doing that in one take for ever.
True, yeah. Plus, like, WWE is like even more intense than stage acting because they always say when you're acting on stage, you have to really,
Right.
overact and stuff. So WWE is a whole different level. Jeez. All right. Well, exciting stuff. I mean, I would definitely watch a movie, especially with all the stuff you're talking about with his shady past.
I did not care until Tyler described Vince McMahon's life story. Can we get Tyler to direct and star in Vince McMahon's
I'll be a
life story?
fact checker.
At least do like a little fan film about it.
Yeah.
But so that brings us to our second break already. So we'll be back here in about 10 minutes, guys. Look up Vince McMahon in the meantime. That's probably what I'm going to do. All right. And we're back in 5, 3, 2, 1. And we're back from our second break, Prime Nation Live. We are on a new YouTube link right now.
It might be on the old one. I'm not sure.
Hopefully.
I don't know how this works. If we crash,
Our
So
system
confused.
crashed. Yeah, over break.
But it
Yeah.
came back. We're back.
We are back
Better
indeed.
than ever.
And I was just learning a little bit more about Vince McMahon. Apparently, he graduated from East Carolina University.
That makes
explains
sense.
it. That
Yeah.
explains it. Yep. That explains it. He set the wave for how you end up.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't even say that because my English teacher in high school, she
Graduated from
Camden County. She whenever ECU would come to I guess
In
try
New
to recruit
Jersey?
people. No, North Carolina. It's in
Okay.
Camden
Huh.
County, North Carolina. She pirate you,
Mhm.
and then once I found out what really went down in Greenville, and I was starting to think a little differently about her. I'm not even gonna say her name up here, and the weird way that she might actually see this. I'm like, all right, I see you. out
It makes a
here.
little more sense now.
It's just-
Yeah.
not even that, because she was mad cool, but the fact that you went to ECU when you was a teenager in
Just
the early
shows a little bit about her character.
like yo,
Yeah,
let
for anyone not familiar, ECU is the most notorious party school in North Carolina.
Son, I think one year it was the top. It was,
yeah, if
it
not
was
the whole country.
gross.
I almost went
just-
there. I
son,
almost went to ECU.
Wow,
I
you would
would've
have been
been
a completely different person.
I would have been a
Tanner.
completely different person, but aren't you
it
glad
wouldn't
I
have made
didn't?
you cool. That's it's not a cool portal.
You know what, Tyler? Let me think of this alternate universe where I went to ECU. And
If
was a
he would have
super
went,
kid.
y'all would probably have been dorm roommates.
Tanner would have gone to his first frat party and OD'd on coke.
Wow.
Hey,
Hmm.
I actually really don't believe I could do cocaine because I get a high from like a couple cups of coffee. I don't think I could handle cocaine.
I've been
Yeah.
putting cocaine in your coffee
You
In my
didn't know
solo
for
that?
months
cups?
now.
Oh,
so
Lord.
so a parliament will like just put you under the table, huh?
What is a
So-
parliament?
Yeah.
A cigarette, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Boy, shows how much I know. I would have fit into ECU real fast.
I know some people who've gone to ECU and escaped that lifestyle,
Yeah,
or at
but
least the
it's-
scar it imprints
it's
upon you.
wild.
They
It's-
have
it's
they have
so
a Chili's
wild.
to go on campus.
Chili's to go.
That says
Yes.
all you need to know.
Bottomless chips with the salsa and everything.
Oh, man.
From the bottomless.
That's not the only thing bottomless at ECU.
Also
Hey,
the cocaine.
But yeah, so it does stand to reason. You know, Vince McMahon not only was born in a trailer park here in good old North Carolina, but
Just
also
like me.
Yeah. Just graduated from ECU as well, which, truthfully, I'm surprised he graduated with a degree. Not only because it's ECU, but also because he's Vince McMahon. But apparently he didn't really become the Vince McMahon we know and love until he
Right.
started working for his dad.
He didn't become an on-stage or an on-screen character until really about 96.
Okay.
Like, he was a commentator before that. Like, people didn't know that he owned the company, and he was commentating at the time.
Oh.
And
Huh.
about the time that Stone Cold started rebelling, around 97, he cut his big Austin 316 promo, which was on somebody who was like a religious character. And he goes, "You come in here with your John's 316s and whatnot. Well, Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass." And that was how Austin 316 took off.
Okay. Is that the actual verse of Austin 316?
That is the verse of Austin. That I quoted it word for word.
Yeah. I just kicked your ass.
Said, "I just kicked your ass." And then he starts feuding with Vince, and that's when Vince really becomes the boss. And that's why people drew to Stone Cold so well, because they hated their bosses too. And they're like, I wish
Oh.
I could stomp a mud hole in my boss and walk
Huh.
it dry.
So it
Interesting.
seems like he didn't have as much like an ego complex until he started.
It's like the way he puts himself into some things. He's always had an ego.
Yeah.
But like, he will put people over in matches. Like if he knows it's best for business, he'll do it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that he's had a great sense for what's
Mhm.
going to make money. Like
Yeah.
he really has been a great promoter.
And the guys who are like lower on the card making like 70,000-80,000 a year, which is not a bad living, and it's kind of bad for wrestling as many days as they
Yeah.
put on. But the guys at the top that are really putting in effort, and like a lot of people put in effort and aren't rewarded, and some people don't put in as much effort and are rewarded
Yeah.
because that's just how wrestling works. But the guy like John Cena is making a ton of money because he did his
Mhm.
job correctly. Rey Mysterio made a lot of money because he did his job well and people loved him. CM Punk before he left made a lot of money. So the guys are well taken care of
Yeah.
if you're really, really good at your job.
Yeah, makes sense. But this isn't. We won't get too much into Vince again.
That's the Vince McMahon segment
Yeah.
today on Prime Nation.
Well, I mean,
We're just gonna have to follow this movie through every stage of production.
True, yeah,
with
yeah,
a
we
10-minute
definitely will.
commentary from Tyler.
But I know Tyler's planning to. He's putting together a whole podcast about wrestling now,
Mhm.
so you can have a little Vince McMahon segment for every episode.
I'm gonna have a 5-parter on Vince.
Yeah. Do it like
do it hardcore history.
Exactly.
Do
yeah.
it. Yeah. Do a full-on 6-hour series
Yeah.
about the life story of Vince McMahon.
Yeah, but until then, let's talk about some nerd culture stuff. So before we get into the big news, which is Marvel versus Capcom.
Do you guys ever think, like, when you're gonna listen to music, like, why isn't this in a bag of potato chips
Yeah,
all the time, and actually,
or tortilla chips?
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
eating
the-
chips, and then I have my iPhone, playing music, and I'm like, why do I have to have two things?
Why can't we smash these
All right,
together?
So with this bag of Doritos that they're releasing music,
Yes, so let's
Yeah.
get
What-
real.
what-
Here's
what
here's
ex-
the deal.
how is this actually happening?
GOTG. It's probably like a small USB drive with a headphone jack.
So yeah, I've got a picture. So Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is doing promotion with Doritos, and they're having a couple bags where you'll be able to actually plug your headphones in and listen to the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 soundtrack. And these go on sale tomorrow on Amazon. They're not in regular stores.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
This is
and
definitely collector's item.
Oh, but it gets
Oh,
even
yeah.
weirder because you can actually recharge this thing once it runs out of batteries.
So
you
they're-
can use this for the rest of your life.
and they're actually built-in cassette decks. I don't know if the songs themselves are digital and it's just sort of like a fake cassette deck, or if they actually send the songs to you in a cassette. But yeah, so these Doritos bags are outfitted with a possibly cassette player, either way a digital player that looks like a cassette player that you literally just plug your headphones into and eat while you snack, which, as Tanner pointed out, that is the age-old dilemma. Is,
They
oh
solved
man,
it.
I wanna listen to some entertainment, but I don't want to get my phone screen all greasy with this Dorito fuzz.
Yeah,
or Dorito dust.
I don't know
rather.
if that solves that problem, but it does solve the problem of having two things, which is one more thing that I would like to be dealing with at all times. Would anyone? I wonder how much these are going to go for. Actually,
That's
I
a
didn't
good
see
question.
that.
I was just trying to look it up, and they're not available yet.
Yeah, they're not listed on Amazon.
Yeah, they
just
don't even
yet.
have
When do
any
they go on sale?
information.
Tomorrow.
But yeah, definitely a collector's item.
Absolutely.
Hopefully
Yeah.
they're doing more than just like a really limited release of 100 or so. Hopefully they do a couple thousand.
You would hope, right? But I'm wondering, are they going to be good Doritos? Is the cassette tape runoff going to affect the taste of the Doritos?
It's
at all?
nacho cheese. I mean, the only thing you can think about
And
is
whose
just
is
like
it?
it leaking out. Like it's nacho cheese Doritos. How
And
can you
whose
go
is
wrong?
it?
You would hope that they get like the primo batch of Doritos to put in these chips, or to put in these bags.
Well, I feel like they got to offset the cost and get cheap ass Doritos.
Well, if
they
you were
get
selling it for the same price, yeah.
Get
but
Doritos from Mexico.
They're
and
gonna
put it
charge
on
that
there.
premium.
What would have sold me on it if they would have brought back 3D?
Yes,
Doritos.
man, I love those 3D
3D
Doritos.
Doritos?
What were the what's the
yeah.
caveat on those?
What you mean?
What was the gimmick? Why
It
they
was,
threw
There
it?
wasn't one. It was like a puff.
Yeah,
but
they
a
were just
Dorito.
puffed up,
Oh.
hollow.
Oh,
yeah,
I've seen these,
but they
yeah.
were smaller. I remember when Monsters Incorporated, I think around the time it came out, they did a special run with the Doritos, and it was 3D Doritos, but it turned your tongue blue.
Oh,
But it didn't
I
mess
think
with
I
the flavor
do remember
of it.
that. Yeah.
It tasted just fine, but your tongue just turned
What
blue.
did it taste like?
That's
It
impressive.
just tasted like
science.
nacho cheese. It was
Then whose
fine.
is it?
Those
Say it again. Hold on, Sydney. Say it again.
Bop it. Try me, Gerard.
Yeah, that's a good line. That's a good. You'll try me, son. Bop it. Extreme.
Say nacho cheese
When you
again.
say it like that, it takes the meaning out of it. It's my nickname is Bop It because
They call-
everyone
they
trying
call-
to try me.
They call me Young Bop It on the street, son.
Try me.
Try me.
I got the pictures of the puffed up Doritos on screen. By the
God,
way,
they were so good.
3D.
They
Doritos.
really do need to bring
that,
those back.
That don't look like 3D Doritos.
Yeah, that's how
That
I
was
remember
them.
That was it.
that was it.
I don't know.
Because that's how I learned what the word jalapeno was, because they had jalapeno cheddar, and I read it as jalapeno. Yeah, because I was like 6 when 3D Doritos first came out. I remember they were always like the pool party staple. A friend of mine, his aunt had a pool, and we would always load up on the 3D Doritos.
3D
God, they were so good, man.
So good.
And with
this
the
is-
way, go ahead.
Oh well, this is unrelated to sort of related to this. It's more of pop culture. But did you guys see the jalapeno chips got recalled?
No.
Oh.
Is it Miss Vicky?
Yeah, Miss Vicky and who
no.
owns
It's
her.
just
I
a
think it's-
guess.
Yeah, no, Vicky's and who owns her, which I believe is Frito. All
And
their
who owns
jalapeno.
her? Jeez.
Yeah, they own the company. They all all their jalapeno chips got recalled for fears of salmonella.
Oh,
No one,
I eat
no
those
one got it,
pretty often.
but they're scared that someone will get it. So if you have a pack right now, you might want to throw them out and wait till they get
Eat it. Eat it.
Yeah,
Bop
take a
it.
chance.
Eat it.
Bop it.
Yeah.
Nacho.
Twist it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Mm.
eat it, think about the settlement you'll get.
Yeah. What if? Yeah. I wonder if like these will be contaminated with anything. That would really put a stain on this cool promotion.
Yeah, really. But yeah, this is a badass idea because Guardians of the Galaxy, is pretty much one of the only soundtracks that anyone really cares about these days. Like, what's the last soundtrack you really got excited
Forrest
for?
Gump.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like that's one that I find iconic.
Yeah.
I just like singles, which I really appreciate that the digital marketplace has allowed to just say like I just
Mhm.
want to download singles.
The only soundtrack I've actually had was the Straight Outta Compton one.
Yeah.
And I got
Nice.
that just off the. I was getting a ASAP Rocky CD from Best Buy. I still buy CDs, and that one, the Straight Outta Compton, was right next to it. And it was on sale, and I picked it up, and I'm like, "This is
it
dope."
the original versions of the songs, or is it with the actors?
Yeah, it's the I don't know. Either
Yeah.
way, it's just dope because they mix in like the
The
funk.
dialogue from the movie and stuff.
Nah. Like it's just NWA songs, and then like it ends off with the Snoop and Dr. Dre song.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
blanking on it
Cool,
right
cool,
now.
cool.
But then they also have like some like Parliament songs in there, like yeah. So it was.
So it's not just like you're buying
no,
NWA.
like it
album,
was like
yeah.
the vibe from the movie.
Okay,
like
cool.
the songs that were actually played throughout the movie. Like, it was
Nice,
dope,
nice.
yeah.
The only soundtrack that I can remember. I did buy the soundtrack for The Dark Knight. I remember that, which is all just instrumentals, but still.
But it's like Hans Zimmer's best.
Yeah, and that's where he was using like the razor blades on the guitars and stuff. Yeah, for the Joker's theme, it was just really innovative, badass
Wow.
music. But I also another soundtrack I do remember buying is the Pokemon movie soundtrack from 2000.
My brother.
Dude, if I were to go back and listen to those songs, I'd probably die of embarrassment. Just like the cringeworthiness,
The scene where Ash is looking at all the Pokemon fighting, and he's realizing
Yep.
how this is just cockfighting, and this is a horrible thing.
Yep.
And they're playing that
So
song
you
where it's
do
like,
that all the time,
It-
Ash. What are you
yeah,
getting
but
upset
he's,
now
but he's
for?
finally realizing it, and they're playing that song where it's like, my brother,
Yep.
my brother.
Plus, I'm pretty sure there was a Britney Spears, Aaron Carter duet on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta double
Smashed
check
the
this.
charts.
Mr. How I Beat Shaq, Aaron Carter.
What?
You remember that song?
No.
How I Beat Shaq with Aaron Carter?
No.
Big Show is supposed to have a match with Shaq at WrestleMania this year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know Big Show was still around.
Yeah, he actually cut a lot of weight for it,
Oh, nice.
and then Shaq pulled out, so he's pretty upset.
There
That's a
is
bummer.
it looks like there is a Aaron Carter song called
And Aaron Carter song.
Aaron Carter song called "Have Some Fun with the Funk."
Okay.
When I think funky, I think Aaron Carter.
No. I think specifically his career.
Yeah.
Remember he had that reality
Candy,
show?
full of funk.
Oh man.
He
And
did
then-
have that song. Oh my
Was
gosh.
it?
I want candy.
Is it him whose brother was
Ba-ba-da-ba-da,
in like
ba-da-ba.
NSYNC or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah.
Nick Carter. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their father, Jimmy.
Jimmy Carter.
Old Peanut. What was the other like similar to Aaron Carter teen sensation of the '80s or the like late
NSYNC?
'90s? No, it was
Nah,
another
like, just-
single
just
guy.
by himself.
Yeah.
Lil Bow Wow.
Nah.
No, but he-
Nah,
yeah,
it
he
was, it
was-
was like a white kid.
You know who I'm talking
kinda
about?
gimmick.
Yeah.
I want to say it was, but I don't remember anybody
Kevin
else besides
Federline.
Aaron Carter.
No.
Nah, he was just a backup dancer. He just got lucky. He just got really lucky. Yeah.
Kevin
did you,
Federline.
Did you see anything about the
K-Fed.
Britney Spears song?
Oh no, I just looked up Aaron Carter.
I'm
Give
gonna
me a
look that
second.
up real quick.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Kevin Federline had a match with John Cena.
What?
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
At what point was this? In
2005.
Oh, God,
Yeah, probably when Britney had that meltdown and he
Mhm.
just the money just started slowing up. So
Britney Spears had a song called Soda Pop on the Pokemon.
Look, man.
album.
See, Aaron
Britney
wants candy.
Spears.
She got soda
That
pop.
restores 60 HP in the Pokemon game. Soda Pop.
Britney Spears made Toxic, which is still one of my favorite songs.
The Toxic's great.
Yes.
Are you gonna go see her in Las Vegas?
Absolutely not.
At a residency.
No,
where
I'm not.
she's
I'm
getting,
not
like, a
paying. I'm
ridiculous
not paying
amount.
like
Absolute.
$85 to $100 just to hear Toxic.
Give it 20
For maybe
years.
like
Plus-
2 minutes.
Plus, man, you gotta admit, like at least now, I don't know about when she was in her heyday, but those live performances are not that good anymore.
Yeah, she was on the MTV Music Awards.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
think
she's
last year.
she's dragging when she's
It
supposed to be
wasn't.
dancing.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't on
Straight
that,
up
like,
lip
just hang it
syncing.
up. Just hang it up.
Yep.
It's
I
over.
had such a crush on her sister before her sister got pregnant at 16 on Zoe
yeah.
101.
I had a huge crush on Britney Spears. I had a big poster of her at the same time when I was
She
like
was
6.
on fire.
And
Like,
she was like, it was a pretty risque poster, I guess. She was wearing like the tied up
Wearing a
shirt.
snake.
And then she had those short jeans shorts, but like the fly was open,
hey man.
showing her underwear.
Hey,
yeah.
look. Somebody had to fill that void for the Spice Girls, like
True.
after they went away for a little while.
Very true. Yeah,
So-
Britney Spears was the perfect.
That
person
was,
for that
but that
role.
was like a strong run. Where it was like Britney and then
Christina Aguilera. Yeah.
and then it was
Genie
like
in a bottle.
Jessica Simpson,
Uh-huh.
and then like a couple other people like lesser known or whatnot that kind of came out.
I remember Nelly Furtado had that one song that was huge when I was in elementary school, "Fly Like a Bird" or whatever it is.
Like a bird, I wanna fly away.
That's it. Yeah.
No,
I was
I'm
thinking of the R.
Oh,
Kelly
wow.
song
Yeah.
at first.
God, I just whenever someone sings like I won't know songs by titles, but you get one line in, and
That's all I know.
Yeah.
It's the one line.
But man, looking at this Pokemon poster is just taking me back.
I didn't stop
I
John
can't get-
Legend because you were yelling at me. I stopped because that's all I knew.
The chorus, yeah. And this is a pretty repetitive song. I feel like does it have much of a verse?
It good though.
It's pretty much chorus.
You
yeah.
didn't need lyrical content.
True.
Back then.
Very
Yeah.
true. But yeah, this
don't always get what you
Pokemon
want.
movie. It was called Pokemon the
Sometimes
first
get to
movie.
be-
Oh, they knew.
You don't see that these days.
They knew.
Yeah.
I think they're up to like 20 something now.
Movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They do. It's at least one or two per like generation.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
people, and by people I mean me and my friends freaked out because we decided to watch one on
Me
Netflix, and
I see.
yeah, no, we decided to watch one on Netflix, and it was about it was from like 2 generations ago of Pokemon, and Mewtwo was back, and Mewtwo was a different voice.
Back and
And-
better than ever.
Yeah, and that did not sit well with anyone there. We had to stop watching.
Is there Mew 3 yet?
No, so
no.
far it's just Mew and Mewtwo. I'm worried.
Mewtwo, he has mega evolutions. That's what. I
Yeah,
heard.
but I'm worried. Like, I don't know if once you take a clone and clone that clone, it starts to like destroy the DNA.
or have that clone evolve into something else.
Yeah, you don't want that. Like that's just science.
Can we have a Mew 3 and call it Mew also?
Mm.
So you have Mew, Mew 2, and Mew also.
Yes. Mew as well.
Mute as well.
Mew as well.
God, I
as
remember
well.
I was so excited for this movie, and when we bought our movie tickets because I saw it in theaters, they
The ancient Mew card.
yeah,
Oh.
Ancient Mew,
That
but
was-
then also
excuse me, that was Pokemon 2000, the second movie.
Well, yeah, because I think that with this
Ooh.
one I got a gold-plated Charizard card.
Yeah.
That was
Sure.
with Burger King.
They gave
Burger
four-
King, yes sir, yes
Yeah,
sir.
'cause they gave
yes,
it
sir.
to you in the Pokeball.
Yeah.
But
That's
they
right,
did give.
yeah.
They gave there were 4 cards you could get when you saw the movie, so they wanted you to go see it 4 times.
So then,
Uh,
the one I got from the movie must have been a holographic Dragonite.
I can actually pull up a
So,
picture.
all
of
I had was
so-
just the ancient Mew.
So when you went to Burger King and you got those gold-plated cards, did they also give you like the sheet of like 9 cards that you could, like they were like almost cardboard and they were
yeah.
like perforated?
See, I
and
think
I know what you're talking
Burger
about.
King was a separate promotion because I remember going to the theater and getting these cards. In fact, I've got actually an image coming up.
actually,
I know for a
You know
fact
what?
now.
You know what?
I know for a fact now that the movie,
Actually.
the card I got from the movie theater was a holographic Dragonite.
These
Yeah.
were the cards you could get from the theater. These 4.
oh, what's the top right one called?
Yo, I
Electabuzz.
remember that Dragonite.
What's it
condo.
called?
Electabuzz.
Electabuzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He always
God,
has
No, the
That takes me
Dragonite.
back.
I love that illustration for the Dragonite.
Uh-huh.
He's
Yeah.
so cool.
God, that takes me back.
They did
so
that with
hard.
the Yu-Gi-Oh movie when it came out.
Yeah.
And, I didn't even think about it because I was like, I wonder what the other cards are.
You know what I find interesting actually about this is that the Pikachu is Fat Pikachu, which I don't know if you guys knew this, but Pikachu did start out kind of pudgy.
Yeah,
and then
he
when
was-
became
that's
popular.
right.
They slimmed
Yeah.
him down.
Yeah.
So I'm
Just like Hollywood.
no, it's the total. It shows how far Hollywood slimming down goes. That even a cartoon mouse had to get slimmed down
Yeah,
to
he
be
was
more
corny.
appealing.
He didn't really do anything. Like after that, Pikachu became more active. Like he started
Yeah.
doing like quick attack and just running around. and whatnot.
Yeah.
Instead of just standing there and jumping in the air and
And
just like
making lightning
yeah,
strike people.
Thunderbolt, Thunder.
Did you guys play the actual like card
Yes.
battle game?
Yes,
No.
I did.
No.
I
Loved
actually
it.
just collected them.
I would
That's it.
go
Yeah.
to Books A Million on Saturdays.
Yes.
And they would have a Pokemon card, like Pokemon card tournament thing. Not really; it was very
man.
casual.
Books a million.
And I remember one day it was amazing because this girl was there, and you know how every, yeah, you know how,
How
every.
old were you?
I was around 9.
yeah.
But you know what? Okay, so this girl was
Let me
there.
say anything.
You know what? This girl was there, and you know how everyone has like that friend whose dad works at Nintendo or whatever. Everyone says that.
Sure.
Okay, as a kid,
I grew up in a hillbilly town, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't.
but a lot of people would say that, and of course it was all BS. But this girl was like, "Hey, my dad works at like the Pokemon card company, and I have a bunch of extras. You want some?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And she gave me a bunch of super rare, still very valuable cards. She was not kidding.
Do you still have them?
I have a couple of them. Some of them were out, but I still have a couple of them.
Yeah, I have all my original collection of the 100. Like, I have a ton of duplicates too, but I have the original, like, in the book that you could buy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
I
I
li-
still don't think they're worth really anything yet.
I like this tangent we went on because I was like, how do we get to talk about Pokemon? And we
Yeah.
started with talking about Doritos and then
Yeah.
soundtracks and then a Britney Spears Aaron Carter song on the first Pokemon movie. And we started talking about Pokemon.
Do you ever do that with your own thoughts where I'm like, how did I get on this tangent? And then you go back through your thoughts.
Sort of, but this is definitely fun. But
Well, because I'm trying to find a segue to Marvel versus Capcom.
Well,
but it's not.
it's really not there.
It's
We
that
get-
simple. We're on it now.
Yeah, we're on it now, but we do have to take a break, unfortunately. So we're gonna come back. We'll talk about Marvel vs. Capcom. Then we'll let Gerard do Gerard's Japanese quarter.
Sounds good.
Gerard, what's your favorite type of Doritos?
I'm cut between Cool Ranch and nacho cheese.
Whose is it?
Spicy Thai chili.
Nachos.
All right, guys, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Back from our third and final break. This is Prime Nation Live. Thank you all for being with us. So we're going to talk about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yes.
Which was the trailer just released, 2 days ago?
Yeah, they had a trailer before this, but this was like it was a big story reveal trailer, and then they showed some gameplay as well. They're basically when they did the first teaser. Well, I guess I should just introduce the game for those who don't know. Marvel characters versus Capcom characters. It's a 2D fighting game. It's great.
So, for example, you got like Ryu from Street Fighter fighting
like Captain America, or
or
Wolverine.
like Spider-Man.
So this has been like a long running.
It's been out for it's definitely a following. It's definitely a part of like the Major League Gaming. Like when they
like
show
I remember
up.
these are always in arcades and stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was huge. That was like a big. No one cares about Marvel vs. Capcom 1, honestly. 2 though was like a big, almost phenomenon, at least in the fighting game world. And then 3 came out in I think 2011. And was really well received, especially by the fighting game community.
Yes, it was. It is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that game's great. So yeah, now we've got a new Marvel vs. Capcom game, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, because they're gonna use the Infinity Stones from Marvel in the fights. Not sure how yet, but I mean that's still cool.
It says on Wikipedia that before every fight you'll be able to select one power or one Infinity Gem.
They did that in like
okay.
the original one where they had the Infinity Stones in it. You would fight
Really?
Thanos at the end of it. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
they kind of brought it back. They kind of like going back to the original format.
Yeah, that's the other thing. These games have huge character rosters to fit both.
and
The
it's
Marvel.
wide. Like
well,
Yeah.
that's that's what I always knew Marvel vs. Capcom for, but I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now and it shows only 15 playable characters.
In Infinite, you mean?
Yeah.
Because that's just what's been revealed.
Okay,
These fighting games,
hopefully.
they do no. Because Injustice 2 is the same way, where a lot of people were like, "Is this game ever going to have any new
Yeah,
characters?"
and Injustice 2
in the
is
last, in like the last 4 months, it's like, "Here's new character." Here's new
showing
character.
so many people. Like
Yeah.
Darkseid is like a DLC character. if
I'm
you
really
pre-order
excited
it.
for Injustice
like
2.
Brainiac is in there too.
Yeah.
But as far as Marvel's Capcom, like the third one, it was a wide stretch because they had people from Marvel like Dormammu from Doctor Strange.
Dude, I love this screen. They've got Ghost Rider, and he's fighting Firebrand from Ghosts and Goblins. It's such a weird. And like you can
Weird
see that
combo.
they've got like Strider and Ryu on this side. You've got Hawkeye and Wolverine with Ghost Rider.
And those are from previous games or Infinite?
This is from 3.
Okay,
This is,
that one
right there.
and Infinite is basically 4. They just called it Infinite because of the
Yeah.
Infinity Stones. But at the end of the reveal trailer for Infinite, they had a little tease. It was clearly like a robotic villain, and a lot of people were speculating that it was going to be. This is super nerd stuff, but it was going to be some combination of Ultron from Marvel and Sigma from the Capcom game Mega Man X.
Well, apparently
And-
it's been confirmed. Like I said, I'm on the Wikipedia now.
It was confirmed with, and I think an amazing reveal, such a cool design that they're going to fuse together and to be Ultron Sigma.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the final boss of the game. And this trailer was awesome. Now I think it leads a little too heavy on Marvel characters and also Marvel characters we all expected, like Hulk and Hawkeye. Not enough Capcom characters, but I mean this is still early. The game's coming out. It was announced that it's coming out on September 19th. So we're going to get a lot of new character reveals, probably right after Injustice 2 comes out. I think they're waiting until they don't have to compete with another fighting game.
Because they've gotta show these new versions of Spider-Man and all that stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
confirmed so far right now for Marvel are Captain America, Captain Marvel, which has never appeared in a Capcom versus
That's gonna be
Marvel.
fun.
Yeah, see,
that's gonna be fun.
that reveal trailer was awesome because it revealed, okay, Ryu and Iron Man mainstays are back.
Yeah.
But then Mega Man X, who they've had other forms of Mega Man, but never X, and Captain Marvel from Marvel. And yeah, I got to be honest, this was a live event where this game was revealed, I saw Mega Man's boots. I saw his shoes, just his shoes, and I like screamed in joy.
That's how it was when they revealed him for Super Smash Brothers. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Like that was wild. Yeah.
And that's sort of the fun of these games. It's just these characters going against each other, and I love that they're going to do a story. It's not going to make any sense, but it shouldn't. It should just be pairing these personalities off each other for fun. Actually, the best part of that trailer to me was near the end. So actually, the best part of that trailer for me was near the end where Rocket Raccoon talks to Mega Man X, and he's like, "What kind of weapons you use, man? Like, how many people you killed with that thing?" It's just such a great pairing. I love that Rocket Raccoon would be asking Mega Man X about his
But
weapons.
surely it's not Bradley Cooper, is it?
No,
Oh,
it's
man,
not.
That would be great.
In fact, my favorite part of the trailer, I've got just this clip real fast. I just want to show. For some reason, this made me laugh out loud. Is bam. I love that Ultron knocks Thor's hammer aside, and it should like go through Hawkeye.
Yeah, really.
But he just chucks that right back at him. I don't know why that made me laugh. I can't explain it. I just found it entertaining.
Who's some people you want to see in the game?
Well, from each version, my big one personally, I would kill for Mysterio, the Spider-Man villain Mysterio, and I think they could totally make that work. I would also really like to see from Capcom. Actually, Mega Man X was one of them, but I really want to see some of the villains from Mega Man. I'd kill to see Cutman from like classic Mega Man. He's one of my favorite robot masters.
Put Proto Man in there.
Or Proto Man. Proto Man would be so cool.
Question.
Yes.
What does Capcom encapsulate?
Capcom, the big franchises are Street Fighter, Mega Man, Resident Evil, Dead Rising, Phoenix Wright. I'm trying to...
Like, they're purely a video game.
You talking about as far as like characters in the fighting game, or you just as a company, like the games that they put out?
Who do they own the rights to?
The big three are Street Fighter, Resident Evil, and Mega Man.
Okay.
They own those three. Which, by the way, also in this trailer, Chris Redfield from Resident Evil goes up against Ultron at one point. Yeah, I love he shoots one bullet at him, and Ultron just looks back at him and is like, really?
What they had him in the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 one, he was fighting the Hulk.
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah,
but
so
he
that was weird. Yeah.
Wow. A Devil May Cry apparently too. Is
Yeah, Dante and
which that was a great
Virgil
matchup between in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 that they kind of paired Deadpool and Dante up against each other because they're both fourth wall like wisecracking guys with swords and guns.
And
which actually I thought was a great pairing.
does anyone know anything about Ace Attorney?
Yeah, that was a DS game. Well, yeah,
very very like popular in Japan, but also really has a great cult following in the West.
Enough to put him into a Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, Monster Hunter.
That's
is
the
also
big one.
Capcom,
Yeah, Monster Hunter wasn't huge when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, and now it is. So I have no doubt we're going to see a Marvel or a Monster Hunter character. But yeah, my big pick would be Mysterio. I think they could do. And I was saying to Gerard earlier, one of the things I like with fighting games, especially fighting games with license like these, is when they pick the oddball characters.
Yes.
I don't want them to be just the most logical characters.
So since we already know Spider-Man is going to be in there, I would love to see like DLC or like a alternate costume of like Tanner was saying earlier, like an Agent Venom or
Venom where he's a super
maybe
spy.
Carnage,
Spider-Gwen.
maybe Spider-Gwen, Miles Morales.
Yeah. Miss Marvel's a lock, I feel like, by the way. Miss Marvel,
Miss
that
Marvel
character.
be dope. Yeah,
she's... Oh, you know what also? Or what was it? Like a great example of picking a weird character is in 2011, before the Guardians of the Galaxy movie had even been announced, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had Rocket Raccoon as a playable character. So
that was before?
Yeah, that was before that movie was announced. They were like, Rocket Raccoon's a playable character because everyone's like, is that a Capcom character? That doesn't even seem like something.
Well, shoot, put Star-Lord in there.
Yeah. Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy are in this for sure. There's
I
no doubt.
know Star-Lord is, but I wonder if they'll have like Groot and stuff like that.
Oh, I think so. The big downside is because of the whole Marvel doesn't want to promote X-Men and Fantastic Four. We're not going to see the X-Men and Fantastic Four, and Wolverine has been a staple of the series.
He's been in like every single one. He's been in every single one.
They promote the series as Ryu versus Wolverine. That's how they promote it in every image.
He was always my favorite to play as.
They had X-23 in the last one.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
X-23 was playable in the last one. She was awesome.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just a lot of people are really. Now, Gerard, I understand you're hesitant as well about it's 2v2 versus instead of.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but I was just kind of curious, like, why did they go back to that?
Yeah,
format?
Good question.
I also am. I'm hoping it was purely they tried 3v3 and they thought 2v2 was more fun. I'm a bit worried it was because they said 3v3 would be more complicated and they wanted to make this such a huge hit. Whereas I think 3v3 was just fun.
Some curveballs that they threw in the last one was like a Sentinel from the X-Men series was a playable character.
Well,
or the guy Bionic Commando.
Yeah,
the Bionic arm,
that was
in there.
yeah. I'm trying to think of a Capcom character like that I'd want because they put the Dead Rising guy in the last one, which is cool.
Yeah,
but I can't think of many like Capcom recent like new games. So I really hope they go deep into the Mega Man well and pull Mega Man villains. That would kill it for me.
If they would put Mega Man Zero from the Mega Man Zero games, which it was a GBA game, like way back when. It was kind of like a spinoff of the X series.
Yeah, because Zero appeared in X. He appeared in the first X game.
But this one, he was more like it wasn't more bulky and armor. Like it was more like kind of like a human with like light armor, and he had like a sword and like a Buster shotgun. It was just dope. Yeah,
but man, I'm really looking forward to this game. I love a good fighting game, and Marvel vs. Capcom. I think they're gonna have even though they're gonna be missing X-Men and Fantastic Four, which sucks. I think they're still going to have a really cool roster, and I can't wait to see the weird characters they pick. I want them to get like Speedball from the New Warriors. I want them, like I said, I want Mysterio.
They've got to capitalize on Squirrel Girl's popularity right now.
I think Squirrel Girl's a lot.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I think Squirrel Girl's
I can definitely see that.
like Gerard. Is there any game? Oh, you know what? Also, I really want Rashid from the Street Fighter V. He was a new character introduced in Street Fighter V. He was really cool, and I have a feeling they were really promoting him as well. I have a feeling he'll be in the game as like the representative of the new Street Fighter games.
It's funny how even in these video games, the Marvel is more lighthearted, more sort of cartoony, and Injustice is still taking itself very seriously and more cinematic.
It worked.
Yeah.
Like it got its own spin-off comic, didn't it?
Injustice?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Injustice,
Pretty sure,
actually, the Injustice comic book is considered one of the best comic books of the last decade, or one of the best DC comic
And
books.
it's spun off from the game?
Yeah, it has no right to
Whoa.
be. It's a prequel. And the first issue, he's forced to do these terrible writing decisions that the game writers forced on him, essentially, for their premise. And then he makes an amazing comic. It really is, especially if you're a DC fan, you have to read the Injustice comic.
So it's a prequel to the events of the game where Superman...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's really freaking good.
Nice. Okay, cool. I mean, I imagine they'll do a similar thing for Injustice 2.
Yeah, and they actually did say that with the story in Injustice 2, they brought the writer of the comic book on board so that it would actually be good.
Yeah.
Because even they were like, oh,
More
wow,
consistent.
he wrote something way better than we did. We're going to bring him back to make Injustice 2's story interesting.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know where they go after Injustice 1 because there's only so many twists you can have with a villain or, a hero changing sides.
The last trailer says Brainiac's the villain. Brainiac is going to be the end villain.
But then, like, all their promos are saying, like, who will Green Arrow's targets be when you find out his real identity and stuff like that. And then it's like, find out Batman's true identity and all this stuff.
Oh, did you see that reveal of the Joker that got leaked?
No.
I've got to pull this up because I have a feeling this will be a controversial take. It is called Le Joker. He's a new Joker, and to me, it's actually what not Heath Ledger. What's his name? Jared Leto's design should have been. It's way more. Oh man, you guys are gonna hate this. Keep talking while I try to.
I don't like the white trashy Joker we got with Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very.
Did he have
ICP like?
Did he have nipple piercings? Because he seems like he would have had
I still
nipple
haven't seen.
piercings.
I have it on my computer right now. I still haven't watched.
Make no mistake, I don't like it either.
Suicide Squad.
But if you're going to do that take of kind of like a dirty, more I don't want to say grounded, but like a more wannabe gangster Joker.
I just think because they went
I
so
much
far
prefer-
left with
Yeah.
trying to make their own Joker.
Here's
just like,
the Injustice 2 Joker.
nah,
I like this.
Okay.
I like this design.
I need to see it in
Looks
motion.
like the Undertaker.
Yeah.
He totally looks like the Undertaker. I gotta get it.
And is it called Le Joker? Is there like a Spanish twist to it?
I think it's Le
French.
Joker. Yeah, French.
Oh, okay. Huh.
La Joker would be
Okay.
a female Joker.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
An L Joker would be.
So yeah, I think that personally, I think it's cool. Also, they've been showing that they've been doing really cool character picks for Injustice 2 as well.
Gorilla Grodd. It's gonna
Yeah.
be fun to play as.
Atrocitus.
Atrocitus was the one where when they revealed Atrocitus was in the game. I'm like, okay, they saw the criticisms about last game's roster being kind of lame. Honestly,
He was the Red Lantern.
he's the Red Lantern, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they just revealed Captain Cold.
Yeah.
Who's basically Sub-Zero for Mortal Kombat, but still
Yeah.
fun.
Gerard, you know what I've been thinking about lately?
What's up?
Going to Japan.
Really? Funny
Yeah.
enough, my brother was there for like a week and a half.
Gerard, I don't think you get the point of how a segue works.
No. I'm just throwing that out
Recently?
there. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. Like he FaceTimed me on Facebook.
Did
I
he
was
tell
just
you he was
jealous.
going, or
Yeah, nah.
Okay.
This is something I was planning ahead. It was like an aunt that she said she was going and like invited both of us to go. I couldn't go just because I'm just super broke and there was other stuff I planned on doing. But
if any of them are comedy, that's
say what?
if comedy was keeping you here, you should have gone to Japan.
I mean, it was that. And it was just like I don't have the money. Like
Okay.
I just don't have the money to even try to save up for
You're
it.
like, no, Auntie, I got Sour Barn coming up.
Yeah. I gotta kind of open up for somebody this weekend. but now like he just FaceTimed me. He was like in his toy store, had mad levels. It was like mad Transformers and things like that. And then I was just like, yo, like I don't know what to pick from. Like I can't. I just don't know. And he
Was
just
your
got me
aunt
like,
just going on like a vacation?
yeah. Like I don't like she's just doing that whole thing of just traveling the world.
Nice.
That's pretty much it. But he was there and he's loving it and he's convinced. Like I'm pretty sure my brother's gonna move to Japan in the next
Nice.
5 years. But besides that, for my little Japanese entertainment corner over here, what I got for you today, I'm gonna start off with some anime Samurai Flamenco. It was pretty dope. It came out in 2013, 22 episodes. I believe it's on Netflix right now. And I want to say there is English voiceover for it. So you have that feature to it.
But you didn't watch it with the voiceover, did you?
Nah. I watched I think I got about like 8 episodes left in the show. I watched it all with the subtitles. But it follows this guy, Masayoshi Hazama, who's a model / actor who's always had like a following for like the Sentai series. So this is kind of like a real world kind of spin. That's how it starts off with. So what like I always wanted to be like my own superhero, like Kamen Rider-esque type person.
Yeah.
And then he just ups and does it one day. And like he starts off very, very small to where like he makes out it's a fact in Japan. It's a common thing to where people will take another person's like umbrella, because like at a door of an establishment you could just put your umbrella like this little holder there. And that happens, and you like chase this guy down to get this woman's like umbrella back. Like this guy's like on a train and like he's just on a bike and just like going through like some little district in Japan and does that. And then the show just starts to escalate to where like
that's his first act of do-goodery.
Yeah, and then like it just escalates from there to where like he starts patrolling and then starts like breaking up fights and whatnot. And then like this guy gets inspired, so like he starts making gadgets for him.
Oh, nice.
And then after that, it just takes like an immediate turn to where like he runs into his first like supernatural monster, which is like it was a guy
Very
who was,
anime.
Yeah. It
Just went 0 to 100 real quick.
It does, and like it progresses to where like, and it was like a good like transition. Like I think it was like a hostage situation, and then the guy he's clearly like crazy, and then out of nowhere like he just grabs his stomach, and then like he transforms into this thing called guillotine gorilla. It's just a giant gorilla.
That has a guillotine.
And his stomach has a guillotine.
Oh, wow.
And then once he gets defeated by just like a simple punch, and he's just like, long live, I forgot what the evil organization was, but he says that.
Hydra.
It's not Hydra. Like,
by 2
the
seconds.
thing I can say as far as like Kamen Rider, they would say that for, they would say, like long live Shocker, that's what Hydra was to them, kind of.
Yeah.
And you just explode. So after like a power punch, he's just like, you beat me, long live, and then you just like explode, and just like that was weird. So then it transitions from Kamen Rider to now there's a super team where they have mechs. So now it goes into the Super Sentai / Power Rangers thing.
Whoa.
So it just like escalates.
22 episodes.
22 episodes.
30 minutes each.
About 20 minutes each. Yeah. Whew. It's not. Well, if it's on Hulu, then it's definitely 30 minutes with the ads. But on Netflix, you just run straight through it, and it's just dope. It's interesting to watch with the not familiar with the Japanese culture as far as like Kamen Rider, Super Sentai. It's just something fun. It's fun to watch. Yeah.
So like after they come and they meet the supernatural people, how do they get the mech suits?
The mech suit, that's like another like a good six episodes like into it, to where like it just now the threat is even more like dangerous. So we're like he can't do this on his own anymore. Now it's a team that they all got recruited, and now they're just fighting giant monsters and aliens and whatnot. Yeah. Another anime pick is a show called Hunter x Hunter.
I've seen this on Netflix while I'm scrolling through.
On Netflix, they have what is like the first like 60 episodes.
I haven't tried it yet.
It's a short run. It doesn't do it justice. It's like I definitely recommend trying to find it somewhere like preferably like Crunchyroll.
Is it condensed?
It's
just the first 60?
It is. All right. So what happened? The series, I believe, starts out as a manga, whichever one you prefer to say.
If you just want to say it or you want to say it right.
True. It starts out in I think 98. It got picked up for anime, I think a few years after that, to where it did the thing to where it starts off following the manga and then it just does its own thing, kind of
like Walking Dead style.
Walking Dead, or pretty much like that. You kind of branch off from the source material, like how Full Metal Alchemist, it did that, and then a few years later it came out with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is I think it's seen as one of like the best animes ever. I still have yet to watch it the whole way through, but it's seen as one of like the best animes ever. But back to Hunter x Hunter, it took the OVA, the original anime run, it ran off in the 90s, and it wasn't that well perceived. And the funny thing about it, which Tanner, I think he has the
you want me to put it up now?
Yeah, pull it up. He has a weird track record of just taking a break out of nowhere. So you see, it starts out in 98, and he takes like takes 2 breaks, and then the next year there's several breaks. And then he just keeps flip-flopping all the way on to where you can see in 06, there were only what is that
5-ish.
5 or 4
Yeah, four
actual
episodes.
chapters released, and then the whole year was just a hiatus, and it
So
just kept
pretty
going
much
on.
the end of the next year.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
a year and a half at least.
Oh
of a
09
hiatus.
was the longest break, which you can see right there. And then 2011, for a reason, they brought back the anime in higher quality, and it follows the manga all the way through.
Wow.
And it's pretty dope. Like the spin on it is just how it follows that whole shonen jump kind of format, like with Naruto or whatnot, where you got this single character, like he wants to be great, he wants to do this thing, like he seen as being like all powerful, but like he's not, like he gets messed up like pretty bad, to where like when they get down to like the end of like an arc, when they trying to fight the main bad guy, they all understand we are not strong enough to take on this guy individually, so we have to outsmart them and like come up with a plan. Like one fight early on in the show, he loses his hand in a fight, and like he real like bloody and like battered, like
Permanently loses it?
nah, like it of course is
They do
at the end of
yeah.
it he kind of
Regrows it.
this is like some little special powers or whatnot.
Alchemy.
It's that's another thing about the show I like a lot. The energy that the main source of energy where you kind of get your powers from, anybody can do it. It's called nin.
Oh, is that like chi?
Yes, it's
Okay.
kind of like chi. But the thing about it, they break nin up into subcategories, so where you find out what you're strong in. Like they got one called like emitter, to where like you kind of like project things. Like one guy literally makes like a copy of himself, and he can fight you with it. But the thing is though, just because you're strong in that class doesn't mean you can't do the other thing, like enhance it. Whether you can enhance like your speed or your strength or whatnot. You can do whatever you want. That's the thing. Like once you unlock that power, you can do whatever you want. You can come up with whatever ability you want. Like there's a guy who is very complicated, but pretty much, let's say we get into a fight. I'll land the first punch. If you do not match that power within a certain amount of time, your nin will be locked off for the next month.
That sounds like a video game caveat.
You can't use it. Like, and like it's this little cat that's just on your shoulder that's just like a timer going off. Yeah. Like it's just really, really dope. Like this one guy, he emits like electricity. But like what's significant about him, like he actually can get like charged up from like an outlet and whatnot. Like it's just really weird, and like the powers are just out there.
So
like,
where
it's just dope.
where does like the hunter come in?
The hunter thing that's a profession in this world.
Yeah.
So we're like, that's another thing. You could be a hunter and whatever.
And what is it that they're hunting?
You can do whatever you want. So you can hunt actual people. Pokemon, like wild exotic animals, rare video games, rare trinkets. You can do whatever you want, and like you're held to like a high standard, to where like people will hire you because you have these special abilities and whatnot. So yeah, it's a really dope show. It's only like 112 episodes out. Netflix only has about half of that, and it stops right when it's about to get really, really good.
Of course.
Really?
Like really, really
Are they
good.
still working on it?
Nah. Just the anime stopped, but like I said, the manga, I believe it was it's like an indefinite hiatus right now. So people are just waiting around for it.
Was that chart for the series or for the manga?
The actual like the manga, like where the
Okay,
story's actually like progressing. So
Gotcha.
it's just kind of done, just chilling. Yeah,
Alright.
definitely recommend it. It's really dope. Even the 112 episodes, like I said, it doesn't really follow that format, and it's
How
a
many
dope, dope
sushi
show.
pieces out of 10?
Sushi pieces, 5.
Just
I
5 out of 10?
I would give. Excuse me, I thought you said 5. 10. I'll give it 10. I'm going
10
on.
out of 10,
I'm going
okay.
on the 10. The 5 out of 5 scale. Definitely give it a 10. Highly recommend it to anybody that's interested in watching.
It's not,
something kinda
you wouldn't
different.
knock off any at all because it's not done. That's frustrating or
Nah,
anything.
like if it's frustrating that it's not finished, but the product that they have out is
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Also, another fact: the guy that created this, he created Yu Yu Hakusho, which is
I love that is my
which
favorite
is
anime.
which is one of the only things that I've watched, and I can say at the end of it, I wanted to shed a tear.
Yeah.
Just not exactly what happened in the story. It's just that it's over. Like,
Yeah.
it's just-
Breaking Bad for me.
They
I'm
just-
going to be honest with you. It drags in the second Spirit tournament, but
Yeah, the second
payoff's
that was
decent.
kind of like he just kind of threw that out there to
Yeah.
kind of just kind of wrap it up towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's definitely good.
Nice.
It's definitely good.
yeah.
So if you have another quick one, we can. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and wrap up the show.
All right, I'm
I know you have
throw
3
this one out there
for your Japanese corner.
for anybody that still has an interest with Power Rangers and whatnot as being like a grown adult. There was a series in the Sentai series, which is what Power Rangers gets its footage from. It's a Kaizoku Sentai Gokenja. And the thing with this is pirates, but pretty much what they're doing, they're hunting for these keys that represent each individual like little Sentai group. So take it. What actually happened when it got translated into English over here? It was called legendary keys, and these rangers can transform into any previous
cool, yeah.
Power Ranger show.
Nice.
So like it was like a little history lesson for like every little Sentai series up to
cool.
that point, and they would have like the actors like come in and do the roles over again.
So I figured they just reuse the footage.
Nah. Like the one in Japan, it came out in 2011. It was the 35th Super Sentai series, and so it was like 35th anniversary, and this is what they did for it. So it was really dope. Like, and another fun fact with it was Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. That 6th Ranger is the only original Power Ranger in American history. Like he was like a silver, he was like Titanium Ranger, and I think they brought that up in the Japanese show, if I remember correctly. But it was just dope seeing that. There's a montage, you can find it on YouTube. I can't remember what it was. It was the Red Ranger or the Silver Ranger, and he was fighting a bunch of enemies, and he just went through every single Red Ranger from the very first one up until then.
Whoa.
So he just kept like morphing and over and like using like the weapons.
That's
like you can
cool.
see it. It's really
so are they
interesting to watch.
The actual group that the show is based around? Do they look like pirates? Is that like what their costumes are?
Yeah. That's it's on the screen right there. So yeah, it's like
Oh,
kind of weird.
that's
It's
cool.
kind of weird and
That's
funky,
cool.
even with the weapons. But it's just dope. And then even like the Megazords, they take on that aspect of it too. So where like they'll
They have eye patches.
not
legs.
he has a hat. Like when
Pelicans.
he transforms, like the hat comes on and he like fixes it and, he just starts fighting. But like they use the keys and like something will come out of the robot to where it's reminiscent of the whatever
other groups.
whatever show that it was.
Nice. That's a cool concept for them to do.
Yeah. And this is the only one where I've gone to YouTube to look up like a fight scene clip. So I was just like, this was I actually like this a lot, to go back and watch it again.
Nice.
So yeah, this is definitely something I would recommend somebody just to check out.
Nice.
It's definitely silly in that Japanese aspect, but it's just dope to see.
Good deal. Pretty solid Japanese corner this week.
Thanks, man.
So with that brings us to the end of our show. We appreciate everyone watching. We'll be back live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Until then, I'm Sydney Roberts. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SydneyRoberts18.
I'm Tyler Wood. You can find me on Twitter at Tyler W. Wood, and I'm on Instagram at Styler Wood, and you can find all of Prime Nation's social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Prime Nation Live.
I'm Gerard Fortune. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at AROD, EY_ROD, and Facebook, Gerard Fortune.
I'm Tanner Methvin. You can find me on Twitter at Tanner Methvin.
Perfect. All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for anyone who watched today, and tune back in tomorrow at 10 a.m. Take it easy till then.